Have you ever wondered why they call Lake Country in BC's Okanagan region Lake Country? No, probably not. It's pretty obvious. But today we're going to tackle a trail that beautifully demonstrates the variety of lakes and vistas that give the region its name. It's also, as it so happens, the very first hike that I did when I moved to Kelowna back in 2017. I also think it's the gem of Lake Country, Spion Kop. This is the trail underfoot. Now, Spion Kop is an Afrikaans name. It means lookout hill, and that's actually the name of the mountain that's at the center of a network of trails that surround the mountain, and the whole region is called Spion Kop. So there's two trailheads that I usually start from. There's the Raven Ridge trailhead, which is at the end of Forest Hills Drive in Lake Country, or the Upper Lakes trailhead, which is in the neighborhood of the Lakes District, which is a newly built development. But the beauty of this hike is that there's multiple trailheads all over the place at a variety of different altitudes or elevations, so you can really tailor this hike to your abilities or your ambitions. When we went at the end of March, they were doing tree falling at the Raven Ridge trailhead, so that whole area was off limits for hikers. As a result, we started at the Upper Lakes trailhead, but either one is a great start. The Upper Lakes trailhead is actually a really nice place to start in the spring because the arrowleaf balsam root flowers are in full bloom usually, and that's a really great place to see them. We were a touch early at the end of March, but if you were to go mid-April or so, this would be an ideal time to see this iconic Okanagan flower. In fact, the trail that we followed this time is called Arrowleaf Trail, and it's marked by yellow markers the entire way. The trails at Spion Kop are really well maintained, very well marked, but there's a lot of them, so it's probably not a bad idea to either bring a map with you or take a picture of the map at the trailhead. That said, there's maps all over the trail at different junctions along the way, so you're very unlikely to get lost. The trail can be steep at times and a little bit loose underfoot. That said, I did this hike with my 4-year-old daughter. She was able to manage it just fine, so as long as you have a good pair of shoes, you'll be just fine as well. The only thing to bear in mind is that this whole trail network is a shared trail network, so it crisscrosses with ATV and dirt bike trails, so don't be alarmed if you run into some motorized vehicles along the way. In my experience, everyone is super friendly and really accommodating, so it's really nothing to be concerned about. So we followed the yellow arrowleaf trail until it reached the connector trail, which is marked by red and yellow markers. We followed that until we got to the summit trail, which is marked by white and red markers, and that takes you all the way up to the rocky summit of Spion Kop. The top is pretty recognizable. It actually has a radio tower and a radio station right at the very top. You know immediately where you're going. It also has outstanding views of Lake Country and the surrounding lakes. Kalamalka, you have Wood Lake, you have Ellison Lake, you have Okanagan Lake. In one sweeping and majestic vista, you can really see why they call this area Lake Country. Now the walk back down is essentially just the reverse of the way up, although if you're feeling ambitious, there's lots of little side trails and alternate routes that you can explore. The only challenge can be some of the more steep and looser sections of the trail where you might be prone to slipping, but again, we managed just fine. In total, you're looking at about 6 kilometers or 300 meters in elevation gain, again, depending on which of the routes you take. Overall, I really think this is a must-do hike in the region and one that rewards you with breathtaking and amazing views. It really is the gem of Lake Country, and I highly recommend it. Leave a comment below, let me know whether you've done this hike, what you thought of it, and whether you have any questions. And of course, please give me suggestions on where you think I should go next. See you next time.